Hey y'all, it's Miss Welch. I'm here today to walk through one of your lab book exercises. This is in Unit 2 on chemistry. This is the PreLab 2-2. So this exercise is talking about pH. So as a brief introduction, pH is a measure of the hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. So we're just trying to see how much hydrogen is in there. The more hydrogen you have, the more acidic, the less hydrogen, the more basic. And so you've probably seen this before. We have the pH scale that goes from 0 to 14, and 7 in the middle is neutral, like just plain water. Now, where do we come up with these numbers? The thing is, pH is actually a logarithm, so that's a math thing. And while we could go into logarithms, that's what this exercise is trying to do. It's going to do it kind of briefly and let you use the calculator. So if you don't understand all of it, that's okay. I'm not going to ask you any math questions on any of your exams for this course. But if you're interested in why this works, this is why we have those numbers from 0 to 14. Okay, so if you're looking at your exercise, this is trying to explain it first. It talks about the pH scale and logarithms. That the pH isn't the actual hydrogen ion concentration. Instead, it's a negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration. So it asks you first to just get your calculator and enter this. What's the negative log of 0.01? Okay, so you can grab a calculator and you just type that in just like it says, and it'll pop out a number. Okay, so you can just Google calculator and you can use one right in Google. So here's negative and there's log of 0.01. And you get an answer, the number 2. So if you look at that, see how 0.01 is 2 decimal places. It's not all about the decimal place. It works that way because this is a 1. It's with powers of 10. Again, I'm not a math teacher and I'm not going to make you learn all of this, but it has to do with the powers of 10 and the exponents in base 10, okay? So that's all the first couple questions is asking you to do, is just type in the calculator and figure out what the answer is. You'll see a pattern very quickly in the answers, okay? Okay, so you see kind of a summary here at the end. If you're looking at that trend of numbers from those first 4 questions that you put in the calculator, it's giving you the trend here. As the number gets smaller, its negative log gets bigger. So it's basically because you're moving the decimal places away from 0. So if you have a big number, that means you're really far from 0 in terms of decimal places. You're 0.00000. You're far away. So that's why the pH scale works the way it does. If it's a small number like 1, 2, 3 pH, that means that number's close to 0. It's only 0.01 or 0.001, okay? If the number's big, like a pH of 13, that means it's a very little number, 0.0000000, right? And that means there's only a tiny bit of hydrogen because it's farther away from 0. In a pH of like 3, it's only a little away from 0, so that means a bigger number. So I think it feels really inverted to us because of the decimal issue, but it's basically because of the negative exponents, okay? Now these questions are just trying to work you through some of that about big numbers and small numbers. So look at the statement above the question 5. Here's a quick example using hydrogen. Solution X has a hydrogen ion concentration of 0.05. Solution Y has a concentration of 0.0002. So you should be able to look real quick, right, and say if this number is 0.05 and this one's 0.0002, then obviously this has more hydrogen because it's closer to 0. It's only a small amount. It's like having a nickel, right? And then 0.0002, that's like having only 2 thousandths of a nickel, right, or a penny. You're smaller. So solution X has a more hydrogen than solution Y does. So that's what some of these questions are. It's asking you which solution has more hydrogen. That's just going to be a letter, either X or Y. What's the negative log? That's where you go back to that calculator and you just type those in. So negative log 0.05, negative log 0.0002, okay? And then that is going to walk you through this. The solution with a higher hydrogen concentration, which we just said was the X, has the lower negative log, right? It's smaller number closer to 0. So solution X is the more acidic or basic. Does it have more hydrogen or less hydrogen? More hydrogen. So more hydrogen means more acid. That's right. And if it's more acidic, does it have a lower number pH or a higher number pH? It has a lower number pH because it's near that 1, 2, 3. It's under 7 because remember, a smaller number means less decimal places away from 0. Again, this is all math. It's a little confusing. The main thing for our class you need to remember is that acids are less than 7, bases are more than 7. 7's neutral. And those are all related to how much hydrogen. More hydrogen, acid, less hydrogen, basic. Okay, so this is a good exercise to walk you through the math of this, but that's what you need to know the most for anatomy. Okay, all right. I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any more questions on these exercises, and thanks for watching.